Everybody watching, dooba dooba doo, waiting for people to get in the room. I have a cold. I'm very, very sick. I look like crap. It's cool. But I don't feel, I'm about ready to go to bed, but not tired, which means I'm going to do another live session. Because that's what I do. That's why I haven't recorded any videos lately, because my voice is just trash. I went through bronchitis, had a week off of like not being screwed up in the throat, and then I caught a cold and like my voice went right back to crap. So I haven't been able to like make a video or anything like I can even put my voice on for geez, 2 weeks now, which is just a pain in the ass for the channel. But I figured, what the fuck? I mean, it's a live session, and I don't have to be like professional broadcast standards beautiful. I definitely don't look it. I wish I could sleep. I wish I didn't cough so much, but here I am. What's going on, guys? This the last few weeks, last month on my channel has been really, really good. So many new people. I'm trending for whatever reason. I enjoy it. Hey, what's up, Preston? Good to see you again. Got to see like some of the regular crew. Notification squad in the house. What's up? What's up, Lance Corporal Roomba? That is... I don't even know what to make of that name. Are you related to the Roomba upstairs? Does my Roomba outrank you? My Roomba's at least a sergeant. Hi, Helen. Yes, I do get your emails. FYI. But yeah, I'm not feeling great. But I thought like be interesting. I was talking earlier today with people. Yeah. Sergeant Roomba, great. I have a Japanese Roomba too, which is stupid, and like we regulated up to the third floor, where we can do the least damage, because that one like is completely retarded. Sorry to use that word. I know it's not cool anymore, but yeah, I was talking to people like, hey, what's going on with boot camp? Like, worst boot camp memory for me from Mad Dog CB. A loudmouth black kid and a short-tempered racist Italian. I nearly got in a fight. Yeah, it definitely. One of the funny things of boot camp is just like people who just, you're all in the same thing, and like you're all equal. You're all equally worthless, as Gunny Hartman would say. My Roomba's definitely a Marine, yes. But yeah, the longer you're in boot camp, the more some your backgrounds will pick up. Uh, and it's always funny to hear people from different areas kind of compare notes and often get in fights, and certain people are not as fond of other people from other races, groups, and whatnot. Personally, I'm like, hey, we're all military. Like I said, we're all equally worthless. We're all going to get treated the same way, badly. So why worry about it? Our head RDC was a chill Hawaiian. Cool. Mine were, I had an island girl. Both of mine were black. A guy and a girl. One was the girl's from the islands. I think she was Jamaican or something close to that. And the dude was somewhere in America. The dude was cool as shit. I love Petty Officer Cade. Petty Officer Bordley, she was a complete bitch. She was also going through a divorce, so I have a little sympathy for her. But yeah, Cade was like one of the funniest dudes in the world. Like, it was so much stress, and like every once in a while he would just like, when he was staying with us at night, he would just come out and give sea stories and just fucking bullshit with us. And that was like the coolest thing ever. It made us feel human. I love that. I think like the funniest thing I got when I got hazed for spending too long picking my cereals was pretty funny. They made me, we got in trouble, the whole division, because of me, and I ended up staying up all night. I had a kid who pissed himself at least 2 times a week, including waiting for the gas chamber. Somehow he graduated. Funny, because I know at least 2 people who pissed the bed and that made it to the fleet, and they got kicked out for it, and a guy got kicked out for sleepwalking. 2 things you really can't do in the military is like, hey, man, we ain't dealing with this bullshit. But yeah, Cade was hilarious. We had a senior chief Hawaiian, paid us first class submariner, some small spoken third class black guy. I honestly don't remember much. Weird. I don't know where my keys are right now, but I remember boot camp pretty well. That was 20 something years ago. 23, because I'm old. And I remember it very well. And I remember my first ship very well, and I don't remember a lot of last week. I blame the weed mostly, and also just being old. Not high right now. I'm out. I'm drinking soda. I also got a cold. I might have some. I might be a little groggy from cold medication. About the best I'm doing right now. And it is friggin' cold right now. It is so goddamn cold in Georgia. Should not be this cold. It's really annoying me. But yeah, love hearing your stories from you guys. Somebody talk about the gas chamber. I had we had a dude in the gas chamber. He was like, this dude McDougal was just like the worst. Like, not a bad guy personality wise, but just like everything's kind of fucked up for that dude. And like the gas chamber was just like the cherry on the icing. I don't even know if that makes sense. Probably does. But yeah, he was fucked up for like 3 days. His eyes, he was like runny nose. His eyes were fucked up. Yeah, I never seen the gas chamber fuck anyone else up that bad. Like I was kind of in the middle, like it sucked, but it wasn't that bad. We had one kid, this little short Mexican kid. Like he didn't even notice it. He just took his mask off and went, "All right, fucking savage." But those are fun. Just the stupid little rules are always. Gas chamber isn't even that bad. Yeah, OC spray is worse than gas chamber. I agree with that. Lance Corporal Roomba. Name still cracks me up. But yeah, it's like one of those things. Is like I did a series of like mini podcasts and stuff on the channel Tales from the Fleet. I did over my boot camp stuff. But what I found is like it's one of those times in your life. Like for me, it was like 2 months, but every day was something. So it was like, I think I put down all my memories in those like 4-ish podcasts, and like every once in a while I'll just think of something else that just pops up in my head and just like, holy shit, I can't believe I forgot that thing happened. Because like every day was something in your life, and especially if you're, you're a real young guy. It's like the first thing that's ever happened in your life that was like anything major. Someone just said the gas chamber is easy. It is for some people. The gas chamber is easy for some people. And yeah, I don't know. It's I guess it's genetics. It's just how well you handle. Maybe some people have just been tear gassed a lot. I don't know. Certainly that was my first experience, but it wasn't too fucking bad. Who was around back when they had a service week for the Navy guys and gals? Because they don't do that anymore, and I don't know what I feel about that because I think it's a good week just to get you like ready for like you're gonna do mess cranking, and I know they don't do it anymore, and they have the big finale in boot camp now, which also they didn't have when I went through. Which looks cool, and I know it's the Navy's answer to the Crucible. I don't know how I would have felt if I had to do that thing. Some of the juniors can maybe talk about the what do you call it, the last day of like boot camp in the Navy that started like I think 98, 99. I like watching those protest videos. Came across a alleged vet who was telling cops terrorizing protests was considered gassing, and was a war crime. Okay, yeah. People are gonna say shit about anything. Nothing new. Wow. Fairly interesting watching people come in and come out. But yeah, the topic is boot camp basic, whatever you call it. I'd like to hear some people who weren't in the Navy talk about their boot camp experience. Like I worked with the Marines. I get to hear their crazy stories so much. It's very interesting because it's the same, but it's more intense. No way he was a vet. I mean, just tear gas, basic scenario. Your sciences are declared. I agree. generally doesn't kill you. It's awful. Tear gas just sucks. OC spray, as someone said earlier, way fucking worse. Especially if they make you run through a gauntlet while you're like while you're being sprayed with whatever the hell OC stands for. It's some pepper, I think. I forget the name of it now. Like, I mean, I love spicy food. I would love to just try to spray it on my food a little bit, see if I can handle it. See if it's worse than 357 Magnum, which is the hottest hot sauce I have up in the kitchen. Which even by my standards is like, I gotta use like a tiny bit, or otherwise I'll just be drinking milk for an hour. But we're not talking about hot sauce. We're talking basic. We're talking boot camp. We're talking silliness. People you knew like weren't gonna make it, and then somehow did, and then the people who, just were never ever going to make it, and like just how they got kicked out. Like those stories are really funny. The guys who like try to jump the fence, just getting chewed out for ridiculous shit in the real world would like no one would ever like give you shit about. And it's always funny to think of it in terms of, you're in the military and you have this standard, and boot camp's like so intense, and like the little stupid shit you get yelled at for, like you never get yelled at for in real life. You almost feel shotgun training. I don't know how you feel shotgun training. All you gotta do is point it in the direction. Seems pretty easy. Ahoy, cricket. I mean, what was we had a guy like, you get taught to make your bed, and like they tell you like, okay, your sheets have to be turned a certain way. They call it when I was there, they called it the catch hem. Like the stitching had to be on the downside, and if you made your bed and you had the sheet turned the wrong way, it was a bad day for you. We had one kid, it was McDougal, same kid. It was like really early in boot camp. Made his bed with the stitching going the wrong way, and he had to like run around the compartment for I don't even remember how long it was, calling himself the Catch Him Ghost, just wearing the sheet as a ghost and running around. And it's super silly, but I was even getting it back then. Taking your ASVAB soon. Wish you luck. Go ahead, cricket. Tear it up. I argue the line captain with stupidity of hip firing a shotgun is raised as a redneck. How to properly handle a shotgun as well as other guns. Okay. I can fire from the hip. I can fire from the chest. I mean, it's a shotgun. Again, it's just like, as long as you're pointing in the general right direction, it's a shotgun. I've been shooting them since I was middle school, I guess. My dad had one. It's always funny on the range, like the different people who, have gun experience, and old country boys. We all know how to fucking shoot guns, and you end up with city boys who don't know how to do shit. This recruit requests permission to make an emergency head call, sir. Yeah. I'm lucky. I've always had a good bowel and a good bladder. I've never had to like make an emergency head call, but I remember a few guys that did. We had one guy, I think he was Haitian. He was like this tall, skinny black guy, and he couldn't he had to pee really bad, and we were in formation, and they told him, no, hold it in, and he just pissed himself. It was hilarious. Running around making siren noises. Yeah. If you got to go that bad, you'll do whatever. I was like, if I had to go that bad, I would make every siren noise in the world. Like what dignity do you have left at that point? Caught with your hands in your pockets. I got caught not shaving one day. I can't remember what happened. I just had like a busy fucking day, and I didn't even have like a thick beard back then. I was 18 years old. Like I had like fucking shit, just nothing. But they caught me like about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like my RDC was like, "What the fuck are you doing not shaving?" I'm like, it was terrifying. It was just like, I felt so I just gave myself like the worst like just personal, petty officer. I'm just a fuck up. I can't get nothing right. And like I was so pathetic. He was just like, God damn it, Owens, get some fucking self-respect. Get the fuck back in line. And when we get back to the barracks, get back to the compartment, go shave. Like he was insulted by my patheticness, and I was like, That was one of those moments in life where I realized, like, dude, you got to stand up for yourself. You can't be a little fucking pussy all the time. And I appreciated that. Boot camp's an interesting time. It really is. You learn how well you can hold pee. That's very important. You learn how well you can like avoid it having to scratch yourself, which something people don't think about before they go to boot camp. It's like you get to stand still for very long periods of time, and things start to itch, and you can't do nothing about it. You just take it. Any Navy guys in here that did service week? Anyone remember those fun times? I hate standing still. Back starts to hurt. Nowadays it does. Like I can't stand at attention for 20 minutes. Probably my back will start killing me. James Brady, me. Me what? You get itches? Like, yeah, I couldn't imagine just standing still, not scratching myself, not doing anything. Leaning against something different though, like a tree to support my rifle. Yeah, leaning on stuff, falling asleep, standing up, or trying to figure out how to sleep standing up, which is hilarious. Oh, you did service week? Yeah. What'd you do? What was your? I got lucky. I was midship hold. I didn't have to do shit. Everyone must make some understand boot camp operates the dot gauntlet. 6 to 8 shots. Yeah, the shot gauntlet's fucking. It sucks for like the next 3 days because your butt cheek just hurts so bad from that one shot. Scullery, yeah. I did scullery on the ship, so yeah, I got my due. But at boot camp, I felt worse for the guys in the deep sink. That was awful. Scullery wasn't great either, but I mean, luckily I just had to like do supply. How comfortable am I truly? Haven't slept in 52 hours. Yeah, it's I think like I always say like the worst memories I have at boot camp is like not sleeping, like just being tired all the fucking time. Yeah, lucky you didn't have to crank. Worst, the best part of boot camp. Worst part is not sleeping. I swear it is. Like you get used to the beatings and being yelled at. You never get used to like being behind on sleep for 2 months, and like every moment where you're standing still, you just want to go to sleep. That was like to me that was just like the worst part. Like I dreamed of like getting a hotel and just sleeping on graduation weekend. I really did. I learned pretty quick that you forget to feel tired. I never did. I never quit feeling tired about boot camp. It was constant. It was like for me, like service week happens in week 5 back in my day. So just when you're starting to recover on your sleep, now you're getting 4 hours a night for a week. It's like you go to bed at 10, you wake up at 2 to start breakfast, and it's like, man, it fucking sucks. And you hate everyone who didn't go to the galley, the people who stayed in the barracks, and people who went to the drill hall. Fucking hated all those bastards. And like I said, I didn't even have the worst job in boot camp and service week. I was like, I did the supply run. Yeah, week 5. I went there through actually week 5. They changed you over from the booger belt to the sugar belt. But they used to also change the Dixie cup, the command hat from the Dixie cup. And when I went through, they stopped changing the Dixie cup like that week. So that was like weird. But I mean, that was like the big week of like it was like one of those weeks of like, hey, you're moving on. It's like you get through service week, you get the white belt, you get the Dixie Cup. For us, it was like we were literally the first week back in October '95. Like it's like we're not changing the Dixie Cup because they were getting rid of the Dixie Cup with the dungarees. Your 8-point cap and BDUs, yeah. It was different back in the day. Like I said, we had to wear, we got dungarees, we had Dixie cups. We had we had a Navy ball cap. Like it wasn't the recruit ball cap. It was. I know that was a whole thing after we left. Like getting the Navy ball cap was a big deal. When we went through, like we got it day 1. Like there was no recruit ball cap. You got the plain Navy ball cap, and you wore it through the entire 9 weeks or whatever it is. I know they say 8 weeks, but it's really like 9, 9.5, depending. I was like 9.5 weeks that I left, like September 5th to like November 18th, I think. In boot camp, we had those irritating spit shine flight deck boots. We didn't have flight deck boots. We just had these short chukka boots, which are like ankle high, steel toe. You know, you had to shine them. They were shit boots, screwed up your heels. And like, you know, at some point when you get to the fleet, you get rid. You know, if you're smart, you get rid of those boots pretty quick and like get a pair of like a decent boots. Yeah, boondockers, chukka boots, boondockers. Yeah, I had like yeah, and I didn't. I was because that was cheap. I was just like, I'm not gonna pay. I hated paying for anything Navy wise. And I think like a buddy of mine who worked in supply on the ship, like I think it was, God, I must have had those boots for like close to a year and a half. He went and like just gave me a pair of free boots. It was great. Like they're more standard, higher up on the calf. And they were free. He was just like, dude, I'm so tired of seeing you in those old ass fucking boot camp boots. And he like got me some new boots from supply. In the Navy, how badly can you hurt yourself in the job before it's okay to drop what you're doing and seek medical help? I would hope as soon as if you're unable to do what you're doing, you should be able to. I mean, don't be a faker. Don't call it out when you're really not that bad, because they'll know. Boot camp and even in the fleet, I'd say it was always a. I mean, I did it in boot camp once. Like I had a headache and I just stopped on the run and did a training timeout, and I got fucking lit for it because I wasn't that bad. I should have, dig through the pain. Absurd blue digital camo. The blue digital camo's gone, by the way. They're in green camos now, Type 3s. The CB uniform is now standard for all the Navy, by the way. The blueberries are dead. The Navy no longer has a working blue uniform, which is bullshit. We're all green. Like this fucking wall. I disagree. I disagree. Does the Navy need camo? No, it's not a need. It's just uniformity and having a pattern. People talk about like, the blue camis is always like, oh, if you fall in the ocean, they can't find you. Like, that's stupid. The dungarees are blue too. Like, if you fall in the ocean, they're not going to find you either. If that was the case, we should all wear like bright orange. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's like, if you're going to make the Navy wear BDUs, like it had to be a camo pattern or some sort. They went with blue. People made fun of it and everyone complained. And the uniform was too thick and like it sucked in the summer. So instead of making two different versions of the blue ones, I said, we're just going to switch everyone to greens, which I just hate. Yeah, CB's where it's not Marpat. I wore a Marpat for 3 years. It's definitely not. Go back to dungarees and Dixie cups. Fuck dungarees. Fuck dungarees. Those front pockets that aren't pockets. Why? Why? They're awful. The shirts suck. They ripped and tore all the time. The hat does nothing but collect rainwater and snow. Ball cap's way better. Why would you want to wear dungarees and Dixie cups and look like a gas station attendant and or a prisoner? Like, it was a shitty uniform. It had outgrown it, and they never replaced it with anything really great. I'm fine with going to the BDUs and whatnot. They should have done better with the blues just to keep it blue like the Navy. And now they're all wearing fucking green, and I'm like, all my Navy friends are still active duty. I see pictures of them in uniform. I'm like, when did he go Seabees? Oh yeah, they changed that fucking uniform. I have a lot of opinions about uniforms, and I know a lot of people like older guys are like, oh, the dungarees are great. I disagree. Like when I wore them for 5 years. I don't remember anyone ever saying they liked them. Everyone complained and said, I wish we had the Marine type uniforms. And then we got the utilities, and everyone hated those too. It was better. The pants kind of sucked, and then I went to the blueberries, and it's like sailors just bitch. But I definitely don't agree with the fucking dungarees. They're just useless. I mean, why do I need bell bottoms? Like, oh, you can float on if you fall overboard. That's horse shit. How common are sailors who can't swim? There's some. I don't know how they get. They shouldn't get through boot camp with it, but they kind of A lot of people just get passed by the end of boot camp, and they never really learn to swim. You know, that's one thing the Marines definitely have on us. They make sure every fucking Marine knows how to swim, and they have to recoil every year. I saw that shit in Iwakuni. I was like, damn, some Navy people would be in some serious trouble if we had Marine standards. What's wrong with going solid navy blue like CG, except for the CG is doing it first? I don't know what that means. But yeah, there's people that can't swim. Like they get through, like they just kind of get passed through swim qual. You know, usually by like the last week before graduation, these guys still never really learn to swim. They show somewhat improvement, they get kind of passed, and it's bullshit. 3 groups in the Navy tend to work on land more than us: EOD, Seabees, and SEALs. Yeah, and that's totally fine. Like that's like we don't all need to wear the same uniform. Those guys wear their uniforms on the ship. I think, you know, something should be blue. There should be like a blue. If you don't like what the blueberries look like, fine. We could find another thing. But why green? It just it clashes so much with like a gray ship and a blue water when you're out at sea. And it just looks like a bunch of Seabees running around the ship. I just don't agree with it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm from the South. I learned to swim when I was like 3. You know, it was people from the cities, inner cities, I'll leave it at that, that generally had the problems with swimming because they just didn't grow up in a swimming culture. Our hard hats were green and brown. Yeah, yeah. I like, it's like, it's, to me, like, if navy and green is CB or SEAL or whatever. Uh, but at the same time, it's like, it's still better than, like I said, like the light blue dungaree shirts and the dungaree jeans. And it just looked like a gas station uniform. If you ever watched the movie Shawshank Redemption, they fucking wearing dungarees. It's like, this is our look, really. It was like, I wanted something better, and we've never quite nailed it, and we just keep changing uniforms. And like, the Marines, I'll give them credit. It's like they got the new Marpat like in 2001, and they haven't fucking changed. It's like, we got some shit to work. Favorite military movie? I get asked that on these a lot of times. I probably give a different answer every time depending on my mood. Down Periscope, it's way up there. It has to be one of the top. You learned to swim at boot camp and I got stationed in Kuwait, never had to use the swimming. Okay. Of all the foods they made on the ship, what was considered the best and the worst? You never can go wrong with surf and turf night, steak and crab legs. Pizza was always good. Hamburgers, chicken patties. You know, simple shit that's like comfort food. It was always good. The worst barbecue beef cubes were hideous. Black Hawk Down. Yeah, it's an alright movie. Not one of my favorites. You found a way to go wrong with surf and turf. They can fuck it up, yeah. Blue Ridge made shitty hamburgers. I didn't think you could fuck up a hamburger. You know, learn to eat them with A1. Other ships I was on, the hamburger was fine. You know, it was like you know, high school cafeteria. There's certain things you shouldn't be able to fuck up. But every once in a while, the Navy learns how to fuck it up. Like my best meal, like going back to boot camp, my favorite meal I ever had in boot camp was veal parmesan. Oh no, yeah, veal. They had veal parmesan one day. I fucking killed it. I loved it. I wanted to go back for seconds. You couldn't go back for seconds at boot camp. I was like, the one time it was like something that was really, really good. It was like the only time I hated pancakes was boot camp. Their pancakes were fucking awful. I don't know what was in that batter, but it was like maybe baby batter. Like dudes were jerking off in it. Who fucking knows? It was disgusting. Like, how do you fuck up a pancake? Then again, how do you fuck up a hamburger? I don't know. Military finds ways to fuck up food a lot. I don't think I've ever had like bad pizza in the military. Like, I mean, that's one really, really, really hard to fuck up. Thankfully. But Lord, they're not good. I mean, my last ship had they bought DiGiorno's. Boxer made badass chicken parmesan. Hell yeah. On my first ship, we had badass gumbo because the senior chief in charge of the of S2, Louisiana boy, he closed down the galley and made it himself on gumbo night. I mean, with junior MSs back then they're called MSs would assist, but I mean he was throughout the recipe cards and made fucking real ass gumbo when we had good ass gumbo. That was a good memory with food on the ship. If you're a gumbo person. Chicken and veal parmesan, spaghetti like just it changes. It's like sometimes you get some good spaghetti, sometimes it's like really awful. I'll accept it as generally toss out recipe cards. Generally not, unless you're a senior chief in charge of the goddamn place. It helps to be a senior chief and just say fuck it. I'm gonna make gumbo. I'm from NOLA. I'm gonna make gumbo like gumbo's supposed to be made. He was a cool guy. I have a lot of stories about that senior chief. One thing Marine cooks cool seems to be is make amazing omelets. Yeah, I think that's all military cooks. Military omelets, like breakfast, if you do eggs to order in the morning, as a rule, they're really good. Uh, I think this, yeah, I was like, I'm not a breakfast guy. I usually don't get up early. Never have, never will. I'm not a breakfast guy. I usually, my first meal is around lunchtime. Not the hugest overeater. I know, look at me, surprising, but I'm really not. But yeah, it's like the times I had breakfast on the ship or in the Navy or even with the Marines, always get the omelet because it's made to order and it's fucking good. And a lot of times the potatoes will be good too. MRE heater bomb pranks. Yeah, I've done a few of those. My last ship when we were doing quals out in the Peru mountains, we had a we were shooting guns with the Peruvian army, and we had the MREs, and like we were making various bombs. It was pretty funny. We ended up getting left overnight, which is another story altogether. How cramped is it on a ship? If you're 6'4", that's gonna suck. You're really tall for a ship. I'm 5'8", and it's cramped to me. Taller you are, bigger guy you are, more cramped a ship feels. And 6'4", you're gonna bump your head a lot. Just get used to it. You're just gonna bump your head. Worked with a guy, Chris Knight. He was 6'8". That's all that dude did was bump his head. It fucking sucked. We had a Marine on my last ship to come on board for deployment, 6'10". Biggest dude I ever saw in the military. Navy, like we cut it off at 6'8". The Marines, I guess, don't have a height limit, or if they do, it's a lot higher than 6'8". Because this dude was huge, not just 6'10", but like fucking thick. He was a goddamn wall. Every time I saw him, I was like, "Dude, how you feeling?" He's like, "Man, I can't wait to get off this fucking boat." I'm like, "I can feel you." People who get like stomach viruses. Oh yeah. 6'5" EO. That had to suck. Yeah, it was stomach virus. Like yeah, my whole ship got sick in Jakarta one time. Everyone who ate at the Hard Rock, uh, people like me who didn't go to the Hard Rock and just ate crap off the street vendors didn't get sick. And the people went to the safe place, the Hard Rock, got sick. That was hilarious. Except for Deck Division, which like all of Deck Division was SIQ and like they had nobody to. It was a pain in the ass to like do maneuvers. MRAs. Sorry, I didn't quite read that. Good. Nice hearing you guys' stories though. It's like, uh, the one boot camp I never heard a lot about is Air Force. Bulldozers are awesome. Yeah. If you're a CB, I mean, I assume you enjoy construction work. Mad Dog CB, are you somebody I know or are you just a random dude? I'm waiting for my. If I know you identify yourself, by the way. Summer camp. What do you mean by that, Lieutenant Lance Corporal Roomba? Oftentimes I get on the further last point. I get a lot of friends who come in here and I don't recognize their names a lot of the time. Why does everyone make fun of Air Force boot camp? Okay, I don't know. All right. Because it's generally the weakest. It's not like Navy boot camp is way higher, or even Army. We all know Marines are the worst, but it's all the same shit. It's just intensity, from what I can gather. And yeah, the Marines just the intensity levels like at a fucking DEFCON 1. You just bring it down. None of them are fun. I mean, yeah, if you did a Marine boot camp and then you had to go through Air Force boot camp, you'd probably think it's a joke. But at the same time, it's not like it's fun. Nothing's fun in boot camp. And I've heard Coast Guard's boot camp's really, really tough, actually. Like the second worst, other than the Marines, worse than Army. So I don't know. I can't even speak for modern day boot camp. I know it's changed. I know it's a lot has changed since I went through in '95. So, but you know, I don't want to be one of those guys, old guys who are like, "You guys have it so easy these days." Blah, 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 blah. It's what old people do. We complain about young people and tell them how easy you have it. I'm not really down with that shit. Air Force boot camp is 6 weeks. I think it is 6 or 7. Navy's 8. Army is 10 and Marines are 13, I think. Anything physically wrong, you can't get in the Air Force, Marine Corps, or Coast Guard. Possibly. Army or Marine. Army and Navy take care of everybody. No, that's not true. And it's also depending on like what the numbers are at any given time. And the Marines will take about any ASVAB waiver in times of war for infantry. Well, we all have our thing, right? As long as you're physically fit, you can have a 12 on that ASVAB. It doesn't matter. You're going infantry. We can teach you to shoot a gun. That's all you need to fucking do. And Navy, it's like, put you in deck. Learn how to scrape paint. Stand a couple of watches. It doesn't matter. I don't know what the dummies in the Air Force do. That's an interesting question I would love to learn. Marines take ASVAB waivers? Oh yes, they do. Especially in wartime. Lance Corporal Roomba's talking about crayon eating contests. I don't think anyone's going to deny you Marines fucking win. I'm personally a fan of the red ones. Way better taste. In terms of drinking really shitty, overly caffeinated coffee that's been burnt, no one's going to beat the Navy in drinking shitty coffee. We live on it. We die by it. We don't even wash our fucking cups because fuck you. See this thing? This is disgusting. I've been retired for 3 years. I still don't wash this goddamn thing. Pussies. Fucking around. I'm sorry. Watch dinner coffee. That's right. God, it's always awful. It's like the cheapest shit they fucking can find, and it's always burnt. Made in a giant pot. If you want a good shit, you got to go to the Chief's Mess or some workshop that like has a good coffee maker and get some good coffee. Like all my shops always made sure we had a good coffee maker. If I bought it myself, I didn't care. But Mistake coffee was fucking awful. You know, the Carrier, we had like espresso machine and stuff, which is nice. But even those were like, you know, sometimes they'd like have these sugar packets and shit that were like they'd over sugarated it or it was crazy. But you drank it because you had to fucking stay awake. Which is another problem I have. I've been thinking about starting like this kind of a use what little bit of leverage I have. I'd love to see the Navy stop like do what they do with the pilots. Every watchstander should have a mandatory 8 hours of sleep before a watch. call me crazy, maybe some of these collisions will stop. You know, beyond just better training, less sleepy fucking watchstanders. How intense was boot camp when you went? I don't know, because I only went through when I went through. I don't know what I compare it to what they do now. You know, I know it wasn't as intense as Marine boot camp or even Army boot camp, but it was pretty fucking intense for me. It's stressful. You fuck your feet up. You don't sleep. But you know, you get, you know, people get like stomach problems from stress. You know, I mean, it's boot camp. It's not a pleasure cruise. It's not ballet. You get fucked up. The only thing I say, I'm glad the Navy went to everything in one ship so people aren't fucking up their legs anymore. Iraq had people sitting up for good coffee every day. Yeah. Yeah, having anything good in any kind of deployment situation is always great. Have a log of fucking dip. You know, have a carton of cigarettes. You can you make. I was never that forethought thinking, and I was a smoker back then, but I always got by. But I definitely know people who made a lot of money on you know, having certain items that seemed to run out, and they had like a fucking trunk of it. You know, so like a, you know, a thing of Skull for $20 or a pack of Marlboros for 15 or whatever. Those were always fun. So you had about $300 worth of Girl Scout cookies delivered. I hear Girl Scout cookies, I think of the weed strain, but I'm sure that's not what you meant. But yeah, I would have killed for some fucking Girl Scout cookies. I got like a case of beef of Slim Jims on my last deployment, and I didn't sell them, but yeah, I curried favor with them quite often. Also, tropical Skittles. So one of my favorite candies, and I had like a whole giant fucking case of it. Everyone knew it. People started coming to me. It was like, "Hey, can I get some Skittles?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man." A beer cooler on beer day. It's in the wardroom. I didn't have access. I never had access to it. Beer day's nice. I've done it once, not twice. Both on my last ship. Uh, Even though it was shitty beer, it was like better than no beer, right? You know, I left my last ship before like these things became like really big. Like the little blue things were just starting to come out, and I tried them, and like I couldn't get anything off of them, so I thought they were bullshit. And I eventually moved to this, and I wish I had these because like they cut out smoking on the ship back then. It fucking sucked. It was like one of your one things of the day is like made you feel better. Like if you were a smoker, like, oh my god, I can go out for a smoke. And then it'd be like, you know, we're bringing on fuel or we're doing this or that. And like they shut the smoke deck down, or they shut it down because people were being messy on the smoke deck and leaving butts everywhere. That was the fucking worst, just because like there's no reason other than people are just goddamn slobs. You know, I wish like I had, you know, this kind of shit was back then. I just missed it by a couple of years. No alcohol while deployed. Yeah. Yeah, I got lucky. Nowhere we pulled in on the New Orleans was completely dry when we pulled in the Middle East. It was just it was just a matter of like you got the beer on the pier, or you went to a hotel, like an international hotel that allowed alcohol services. Yeah, you're way back in the day smoking the berthing. That shit, smoking in the berthing just stopped when I came in 90. I came on my first ship in '96. The ashtrays are still there, but yeah, we had to go on a sponson. So I really wish, yeah, I could have just had this, and like that was really cool for a couple of years when I was leaving. Like I was on shore duty, we just kind of had these things, and by the end they were like starting to crack down on it. Any memories involving accidents? Yes, my first ship, Blue Ridge, hit a oil tanker in Tokyo Bay. That was probably, yeah, I think that was the worst. It was my captain's last week at sea, Captain LeBrec. Sorry, Cap. Dubai had legit bars. Yeah. Abu Dhabi too. I went to Abu Dhabi and they had like English pubs and stuff. It was all really close to like international hotels. What was your MOS? Well, we call them ratings in the Navy. Mine was MC. Actually, I went through three. I was a yeoman originally, which is a desk clerk. Did it for 6 years, hated it. I became a journalist, JO, and that got merged into all the media ratings, and I became MC, mass communication specialist, and that's basically what I did for the majority of my career. It's equivalent to, I can't remember the MOSs, the other MOSs from the other services for broadcasting and journalism. I used to know it, but I've been out 3 years. Shit's starting to fall out of my head. I still remember a lot, but I'm little details are starting to like just go because I'm not doing it anymore. Actually, you mean one of our company's second classes put JP8 in a gas tank of a gasoline powered golf? What? I'm assuming there wasn't video back when that happened. I would love to see JP8 in a goddamn golf cart. I can't even remember the last time I saw a gas powered golf cart. They're like most of the ones I know are electric. Speaking of New Orleans, I was on the machine gun watch on the Strait of Hormuz when the U.S. subsurfaced right into it in front of us. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, going to the Straits of Hormuz, closest I ever came to combat. I was on the front 50 cal going through straits, and a security boat fucking charged us. Did not realize we were a U.S. naval warship. We had lights off. And this motherfucker's just coming, and I'm the guy on the watch, and I'm just like, motherfucker, do not make me shoot you. And then I gotta write. I'm the public affairs officer. Don't mean to like shoot you and then write a press release about it. And then the guy like we turn on the foghorn and everything and started flashing lights like motherfucker move. You know who we are? 2009. This was 2011. Pretty close. But it was funny, like the guy turned around, like the guy had his own 50 cal too. That was the thing. It was like he wasn't coming at us unarmed. He had his own fucking ship crew weapon, and I'm sitting there looking at him like, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want to shoot anybody right now, but what the fuck are you gonna do? And luckily, like he saw like, oh shit, U.S. ship, and the little security boat turned around back to his oil rig, and I was just sitting there like, my buddy Wesley Gaines was my feeder, and he was just like, well, that almost fucking sucked. I'm like, yeah, I could use a beer. He's like, well, I think it's about a month before we pull in. I'm like, God damn it. So there's my war story. One time I got dual 240s, kind of sad, never actually got to shoot them. Any particular stupid shit that you witness others doing? Oh my God, 20 years in the Navy, I witnessed a lot of stupid shit. Part of the game. I did stupid shit. I pick on my buddy Anthony Krantz so much, but yeah, him didn't know how to. So RDC always says two kinds of ships: Navy, submarines, and targets. Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah, he was like. He got told to go strip and wax the deck in the ship's sec's office. And he didn't know how to do it. He was kind of new, which is understandable, but he didn't ask anybody. He just like poured a bunch of stripper chemicals and some hot water into a Cadillac and went to the ship's sec's office and just dumped it and closed the door. Not a watertight door, a regular door. The stripping water started coming out into the quartermaster's like nice, beautiful deck. It was so fucking fun. I'm sorry, I did. Last guy, I didn't see your message. I was in the middle of my story. Sorry. That was some stupid shit. Same guy wrote, we gave him a bunch of addresses to type up in a certain format, and he just wrote the example format 50 times instead of the actual 50 addresses. That was pretty dumb. We had I can't remember his name. It was a guy on my first ship who was a deck seaman. Sanders. Took the fucking driving wheel off the goddamn boat and it rolled out of the goddamn pilot house. He also blinded a pilot with a fucking flash camera. Sanders was one of the biggest idiots I ever met in my life. There's some pretty stupid shit. Soda. trying to think of what was the dumbest thing I ever did. So many stupid things. So many stupid. My last ship, as a senior adult person who should know better, fucking got wasted in Peru and had duty the next day. My friend I was out with, who was drinking and I was trying to keep up with, did not. Bad times. I should have known better. We pull into the base, pull my wallet out, show my ID, leave the wallet sitting on the bus, get off, go on the ship. And I'm like, I lost my ID. I don't know what happened. I lost my ID. Not even realizing, like, I just showed it 10 minutes ago on the pier. And so if I don't have it, it's probably on the bus. And it was just like, and I go back on the ship and I go to my rack and I fucking rack out, get woken up at, like, I'm late for quarters. And I get woken up, I fucking reek of wine. I have no fucking ID. I got put on like extra watches, and a Marine came up in the middle of fucking watch and like, hey, I found this. Dude, it's your wallet. I found your wallet. And I was like, oh, thank you. I'm sitting there with the worst hangover as petty house the watch, like, oh my God, like my day's been awful. This is like the one good thing that ever happened to me. You returned my wallet with all my credit cards, my civilian driver's license, my military ID. Told my third class directly over me, this is the greatest honor to die for one's country, and then promptly disappeared for a nap under a flatbed for a few hours. Yeah, it's about normal. So that's one stupid thing I really did, among many, many others. How often do sailors work with the Marines? Pretty constantly. We're tied together. We're brothers. Brothers and sisters in arms. Every ship I've had Marines on it at one point or another. My last command, I worked at a Marine base. That was really, really interesting, just seeing how they worked. You know, I thought I knew them, and then I actually worked with them and like really got like the nitty gritty of like how Marine Corps works. It's fucking intense, man. Stupidest Marine I ever met. Ooh. CB's working direct support of the Marines. Yeah, absolutely. We don't got restrictions. Shimmy down a mooring line to Pusan Liberty. Funny story on that. Okay, I'm sorry to cut the stories off. My dad, Marine Recon, on his ship pulled into PI, was not allowed Liberty. The whole ship. And it was like they were supposed to have Liberty, and then they pulled in. It's like, hey, we're holding everybody for whatever fucking reason they had. My dad and his buddies, Recon Marines, put their fucking scuba gear on, dived into the river, and Olongapo, fucking got up on the shore, dropped their scuba gear in a bush, went out drinking, and about a couple hours later, all their buddies start showing up. They're like, yeah, like we got released for Liberty. Like 2 hours after they snuck off the ship to scuba dive into a Olongapo River, which is disgusting, by the way, to go drink. That's like late 60s, early 70s Marine Navy. So that's one of my favorite stories I ever heard from my dad. I'm sorry, I missed a couple of comments while I was telling that story, so apologize. You can repost them. I only ever was in PI once. I went to Manila for like 3 days. We had Midnight Liberty. It wasn't very good. Very public AJP. Grunts in the Comstock couldn't do joint. One on the New Orleans. We had a cook, Marine cook, and a Marine supply female. Were fucking, both of them married, not to each other. Been having this relationship the entire 8-month deployment we did. They filmed it in the post office, one of their sexual encounters, and the Marine male cook had put it on a flash drive. I guess was supposed to give it. It was like 2 or 3 days before we're pulling in, so it was like, I'm guessing he was giving her the copy of their porno, and it fell out of his pocket. And from what I heard, like, he was a black dude, and he turned gray. And she was Hispanic, he was black. But he said that he was asking around the mess decks, like, about 20 minutes before lunch, has anyone seen a flash drive? And he was just, like, gray and looked like he was about to die. And And whoever found it was not. Uh, there's so much you could do with a situation, but what I know what happened before lunch was over, that video was not only all around our ship, but had gone to the other two LPDs, the other two amphibs in our battle group where the other Marines were. Someone had like condensed the video down to like be able to be emailed. People had put it on CD and like and slid it under the female berthing. Those two were in front of the Marine CO by 12:30. Like I said, like whatever that video was found, 11:30. By 12:30, both of them were in the CO's fucking cabin. And I saw the video, and she was hot, by the way. She was really hot. And he looked like fucking Urkel, so it was hilarious. So the question I tried, was the stupidest, I'm sorry, it disappeared. Say that again. What's the stupidest something you just said? Anyway, I was telling my story about the two Marines that fucked on camera and got caught. That was fucking hilarious. One night in Guam, we got a lot of local hate. I never had that problem in Guam. I always had a good time in Guam. But yeah, that's one of the stupidest things I ever saw Marines do, and like, they weren't even infantry, which is amazing. Being stupider than infantry takes talent. I always said, like, one of the dumbest conversations I've ever heard in my life, and I don't remember what exactly it was about, but it was two infantry Marines on the smoke deck. And I had to turn around and tell them that it was the stupidest conversation I ever heard in my life, and those two should not breed ever. They laughed. Marines have a good sense of humor, at least. That stupidest Marine, those two Marines were the stupidest Marines I ever met, besides the two that got caught fucking. Yeah, I resemble that remark. No, not all Marines are dumb. I'm just saying. Infantry Marines, like, there's a lot of them are really dumb. One of the smartest guys I ever met in the Marines was an infantry guy. But of course, he got kicked out of another rate and he got stuck in infantry. Which is usually like the smartest guy in deck I met in the Navy was usually a guy get kicked out of nuke school or something. Yeah, machine gunner? Right on. Yuri Terminal Lance, right? He was a small guy. You know, obviously super smart, talented dude. But he's fucking infantry. But yeah, they're smart dudes in infantry. There's smart dudes in fucking deck. There's smart dudes in basic flight line in the Air Force, I'm sure. Smart dudes in Army infantry, but a lot of fucking dummies. You gotta admit, there's a lot of dummies. What made you join the Navy over the other branches? They got to me first. They sent me a postcard. I took the ASVAB in high school, junior year. Got a 75. They said, hey, you can go be in nuke school. Well, the boot camp with the guy who makes the Terminal Lance. Wow, pretty cool. Max Uriarte, right? Yeah, it's just what you want to do in life, man. Navy and Marine, it's different. The Navy was like, it sounded more my speed, and I was right. My dad was a Marine. He told me not to join. He says, like, unless you want to learn how to shoot a gun, don't fucking join. Don't join us. Don't join the Marines. Don't join the Army. Go in the Air Force. Go in the Navy. Learn skill. I was like, 20-year Marine veteran. I took his fucking advice. We had a super hot automatic rifleman. She was 5'1" and toted M16. Blah 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 blah. She was so hot. Hot ass chick that can shoot a gun fucking well. Yeah, that's boner fucking material for sure. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, I joined the Navy for that reason, and I picked a shitty fucking rate originally. Didn't really learn anything, but thankfully I went back in and got a second rate, and that's what I'm doing now, media. And I enjoy it. I really, really, really love what I do. That's why I keep doing this channel. Not just for the weed money. The weed money's nice, but I just enjoy putting creative shit out. It's always nice to fantasize about being some like Navy SEAL recon badass. I wasn't that dude. You know, I knew enough about myself to know, like, you know, my services in the military are better served elsewhere. And for those badasses that can do that shit, God bless you. God bless the Seabees. God bless you, infantry Marines. God bless you, deck apes and deck. God bless you, Air Force dudes out in the flight line in the freezing cold in goddamn Greenland. Love you all. You want to try seals? Watch the documentary, Bud's Class 231 or whatever. Watch that documentary from Discovery Channel. See if you really want to fucking do it. Because I watched the first fucking PT session they did, and I said, nope, I would have been out. I would have been out in 2 hours. 2, 3, 4, thank you. Yeah, I learned like the beginning of the fucking documentary. I'm like, yeah, nope, I'm out. I'm fucking done. I can't. Those are better men than I. You're right. Absolutely true. I'm sorry for if you guys are coming in late. My voice is all fucked up. I got a cold. Fucking hate. That's why I'm not putting any videos where I'm talking in late. Like the wrestling thing I was recorded a long time ago. I can't fucking talk. I can't produce quality audio. So, but I figured for a live chat, why not? Just now entering the Navy, so I have something like 3 years before anything really. Jack Riley. Hi, Jack. Sorry, I started looking at your names, guys, but I know some of you I've seen before. Get over a sinus cold. I got over bronchitis and then caught a cold. Like, I had 1 week of, like, nothing. Good voice, no sickness. And now I can't fucking talk again. It's like, part of my job is to talk. It's fucking annoying. Okay. It's so fucking annoying. I've gone through, oh, how many of these fucking things? They're like the strongest fucking lozenges there are. It helps a little. You have any experience with the Air Force? Yeah. Not a lot. I did joint exercise in Alaska with them. I was in the journalist pool, so I was covering them a lot. Some of them were pretty cool. I know Air Force pilots are assholes. Nowhere near as cool as Navy pilots or Marine pilots. Not even close. Bunch of arrogant jackoffs. Navy pilots are cool as shit. Bunch of frat boys don't like Maverick. Don't give a fuck. I love them. All the Air Force pilots I interviewed were way too good to be talking to my dumb enlisted ass. So that's my opinion of Air Force pilots. Air Force guys I met like in my career field, cool dudes. Enlisted guys, just permanent radio DJs and TV video dudes overseas. Cool dudes. Air Force pilots, assholes. Prove me wrong. I don't know. I'm sure there's cool guys out there. There's cool guys in every fucking job, but that's my experience. Party on the Haunch with Midway pilots. Fuck yeah. I just went to the Haunch last summer. Me and my family went and visited Japan. I got a video on my channel if you haven't seen it. Me on the Haunch 20 years later. It's pretty cool. Went to Popeyes, went to Buffalo's. Unfortunately, Tack was not there, but his wife was. So, yeah. I didn't go on base. Like, we just didn't have... Like, I wanted to go back a second day and like, go see the blue... My original ship's still there. You saw the vid? Cool, man. Thanks. Interesting story. I think I mentioned in the video, I took a shit in Popeyes, and the fucking walls had the same graffiti from 20 years ago. I love that. I was like, I'm looking at it like I'm sitting there, dropping turds, and I'm like, this looks like the fucking bathroom I was in when I was a kid. It was hilarious and like so nostalgic. I just wish Tack had been there. Tack's an old man, and his very much younger wife is now attending bar there, and he shows up sometimes. I was not there for the right night. And also, sailors aren't out there anymore because they all have a fucking curfew now because Seventh Fleet's a bunch of fucking jack-offs. So I was hanging out with a bunch of contractors because they're the only people that can fucking hang out on the Haunch anymore. Fucking bullshit. That's another thing I would fucking challenge. Goddamn State Department screwing fucking liberty for our military people serving overseas, especially in Japan. Fucking hate it. We should not be damning the majority for the sins of a very, very tiny few. I was going to be a military rights activist. Those are like, watch standing, sleep, and overseas liberty were probably two of my major things. I don't know. Maybe we can make some change just from my little YouTube channel. Who knows? You see what Black Rifle Coffee Company recently did. I know who they are, but no, I've not seen it. Military union now. Yeah, good luck with that, fucker. Government fucking agency. We don't have constitutional rights. You sign them away when he's joined. I don't think we need a union. I think we just need fucking common sense. I'm not against unions at all, by the way. But yeah, I don't think we need it. I just need common sense treatment of the people who put their lives on the line every fucking day for their country and the rest of the world. Am I wrong on that? The amount of a working Vulcan cannon on the roof of a Prius. That sounds pretty badass. But yeah, if I could start anything for this channel, it would be like watchstanders. Every watchstander, it's a goddamn gets a guaranteed 8 hours of sleep before they stand on watch, whether it's aft lookout or fucking helmsman or whatever. And open overnight liberty overseas. You serve for 6 months and then didn't get in trouble. You get a permanent gold card with it. When I went through a 95 to 99, we didn't have gold cards, liberty cards, nothing. We could just go. It's like I feel bad those kids aren't getting the same experiences I got as a young man, and like what made me a man back in the day. Those kids don't get that, and like I feel bad for them, and I wish I could help them. So, because most of them, 99% of them aren't doing anything wrong. They want to go drink. They want to go have fun. They want to go dance. They want to go meet girls. They want to go meet guys, whatever. Enjoy what is Japan and not have to worry about, Grandpappy saying you got to be back to the fucking holler. Habasaki made me a man. All right. Never had Habasaki. Oh, I had it once. I'm sorry. Video, how to scare your fellow watchmen is staying awake on sentry duty. Oh, I'm trying to... oh, man. I think I fell asleep on watch one time. I got fucking tagged in the head with a bunch of marbles in a sock. Crazy OSs I used to work with. That was pretty funny. Anyone been stationed in Korea? I heard Koreans get people stationed in Korea get hazardous duty pay. Someone told me that today. I was like, I never heard of that before. Anyone confirm, deny that? Supposedly because you're so close to North Korea. I've been stationed in Japan twice, man. We got OHA, COLA, but yeah, we didn't get hazardous duty or combat zone pay of any kind. Be interesting though. I know Bahrain's like yeah. If you want, here's some advice for anyone joining the military. Being stationed, and if you're single and you just want to make some money, get stationed in Bahrain. They get paid, and it's cheap. Always heard within a few miles of the DMZ you do, not the whole country. Maybe. What I heard was just like everyone who's stationed in Korea, and I thought it was bullshit. So, and I told him such, but I was like, I can't prove it because I'm sitting here talking to you, and he wasn't even military. He was former a spouse of a military person, but that he knew people from Virginia. But he believes what he's told. I get it. It wasn't like he was trying to bullshit me. It's just what he's told. So We had a guy on Suicide Watch after checking his dorm. We had odd thought to check his neighbor's dorm who was deployed at the time. We found it fades too fast. I'm a pretty fast reader, but if I have to read it out loud, I can't catch it all the time. Scare the rest of the centuries into staying away. Okay. We had my friend Humphrey. What vape mod am I using? This is Iceberg. This is Vaporesso. I've had this for a few months. I break these motherfuckers all the time. I'm terrible. As you can see, I broke the fucking tank right now. It's covered with Gorilla Tape. My current vape is menthol, which I don't usually use, but my throat's kind of fucked up. So, everybody was trying to get 3 months in Bahrain. Get that Bahrain money going. Also, their shawarmas are fucking fantastic. And that was another thing. Like we were like one of the longest at seas I ever did was on the New Orleans prior to pulling into Bahrain. You know, went past a beer day. You know, and it was like, you know, when you're on deployment, you talk a lot of shit. You're like, I'm gonna get so drunk, I'm gonna fuck up. You know, I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna fuck that bitch, I'm gonna get all this pussy. After 2 months, you know what happened? All we talked about was food. Like, man, they got a Sizzler in Bahrain. They got Fuddruckers. That was hotter than any chicken, any fucking alcohol we ever heard of. We ate like kings. Humphrey, I went to A school with Humphrey and I was on the ship with him. He got busted for acid. It was, he went back to the ship and said, I'm tripping, man. Someone slipped me something, and he was on watch. He got put on, not drunk watch, but I guess drug watch. And he took it all the way to court martial. Says, like, I did not do this to myself. Someone else did it. He actually had a civilian come in and testify. Yes, I slipped him acid into his beer, and he still got kicked out. So that was Humphrey, who had a interesting cat. Apparently his uncle was an admiral, which I would call bullshit on. But a couple other things that happened to his career before that, like, was very odd. Walter Humphrey, if you're out there, I think he's a firefighter on the West Coast somewhere. Last I heard, good dude. I love Hump. But he's an interesting story from my way back past. He actually, I was doing him in A school. He was going through to be an SK, and decided he didn't want to be one anymore when he graduated. And he went to PC school in the Carolinas, and then he showed up at my ship after I was already there. He'd already left A school before I did. So all of a sudden, I'm walking the ship, and I see him sitting on the pier. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What's going on? And he was like, yeah, I'm on board. I'm like, what the fuck? Where you been? Like, you graduated before me. I'm drinking Coke Zero. And he said, like, yeah, I told you I had my uncle's an admiral. I decided, like, I didn't want to fucking be an SK anymore, and he got me switched to PCA school, back then postal clerk. It was true. He was a PC, and I knew him when he was going through SKA school, so he really did, as far as I know, have a admiral uncle who hooked him up. He also said he went through Marine boot camp and was in the Marine motor pool for 3 months and managed to get out of the Marines because his recruiter was falsifying blah, blah, blah. I didn't read what you just said. Something about Humphrey and Blue Ridge. Repeat that, please. Talking about Walter. That's very interesting. I haven't talked to him in many years, back when they had the TogetherWeServe.com websites, like the last time I talked to him. I don't have him on Facebook or anything, but yeah, we were boys back in like 96 to 97. Meridian A School and the USS Blue Ridge. How is your Japanese? Nihongo wa karimasen, which means I don't speak Japanese. My wife and my son obviously do. Yeah. TogetherWeServe.com. That was a thing for a while. It was right before Facebook blew up. Eric Humphrey. No, it wasn't Eric. That Midway was a few years before I got there. The Indie was there when I was there. Did you watch Nikki MGTV? I don't know what that means, Metal Man. Sorry, my phone clip, my clip on my camera is like blocking a little bit here. What's up? What's up, Campbell? There's somebody I know. These are always fun. I try to do these all the time, but it's really cool you guys come and hang out with me a little bit. We should have a better fucking background. Navy YouTuber Nikki MGT. Don't know him. I don't know every YouTuber out there that's military stuff, sorry. I know a few. Combat veteran, Don Shipley, of course. The dude that had me in the fucking tournament last year. Yeah, pretty much it. I watch stuff on movies, wrestling, and weed. Hey brother, inter-service jokes and talking shit aside, thanks for what you do. You do some great shit. Love your vids. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, everyone have a fucking sense of humor. I get some comments on my videos sometimes from like some people who are just like, man, you must be fun at parties, right? It's like, you know, butthurt Marines are like the worst. Anal retentive Army guys, some definitely anal retentive Navy guys, I'm not gonna lie. But the majority of everyone's like, yeah, it's all good and fun. We all have fucking differences. We can all take a joke, right? Some of them can't. I mean, some of them just straight up, I don't know. I was like, dude, you said you're in the military and you can't have a fucking joke about your fucking service? I don't know. I mean, gay jokes I've had in fucking 20 years. A Marine, if you can't be a Marine, take a couple of jokes about being dumb. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, or Army for being anal retentive, or the Air Force for being a bunch of slacktivist chair force guys or whatever. It's all in good fun. I don't fuck with the Coast Guard about being like the Navy light, because I respect what they do. They have a hard fucking job. You know, it's always fun for the Navy to pick on the Coast Guard, but the Coast Guard they do some fucking work, and I respect the shit out of them. I respect the shit out of every fucking service, but yeah, Navy, never again volunteer yourself. Muscles are required, intelligence is not expected, aren't ready for the Marine Corps yet. Ain't it righteous flying old rebuilt Chrysler engines? Who knew that one? I just got out of the Army and worked with a guy who was in the Navy, and it's all gay jokes and jokes about Army stupidity. Sounds about right. And all the acronyms for the Marines come out. I say, can anyone else do an Air Force acronym besides me? People call the Marines taxi. No, it's not taxi service anymore. It's the Uber service. We are the Marines Uber service. And they eat crayons and we fuck each other in the ass. Yeah. Underway, shift preference. My Navy boys who recognize that one. It's not gay underway. It's only queer on the pier. Yep, chair force. Jokes is jokes. I mean, everybody get a fucking sense of humor. We all have our lives. I mean, see, if they want to make this up. These guys like military make gay jokes about the Navy. Those who've been in the military. Yeah, you're exactly right. If you didn't serve and you're making gay jokes about the Navy, number one, nothing wrong with gay people. Number two, you ain't earned the right to fucking fuck with me. So fuck you. You served, fucking cool. We'll fucking have some jokes. I agree with that 100%. Wolf the Great. Peace out. Peace. Take on. I ain't gonna be here too much longer. I'm already an hour and 20 into it, but I'm still awake, so I'm having fun. So like, until I stop having fun, I'll keep doing this as long as people want to keep talking. Why not? What else am I gonna do? Go to bed? Did you hit any free meal spots for Veterans Day? No. It's too crowded. Yep. Kill. Rot. Till I worked with the Marines for a while. What were you up to for Remembrance Day? I don't know what Remembrance Day is. It's probably in school. I have no classes for like the next week, but I have a shit ton of projects to get done. Good. Can you creep your unexplained instances on deployment? God, I do. I cannot recall Tom. I think I'm going to do a video about ghost stories in the military in the future. I ate about 10,000 calories on Sunday. It's cool if you do that, but like, yeah, fucking Golden Corral is like lying out the fucking door with like everybody who ever like, you know, looked at a boot camp fucking try and get a free meal. And like, I just gave up on this shit. I'm like, my time is worth my money. That's what I always say. I'll spend some money to save my time because my time is worth my money. Canadian version of Veterans Day. Oh, okay. No, I don't know that. And we don't celebrate down here. I assume Canadian Veterans Day is like Timbits and beavers and hockey and stuff. Good on you, eh? Most people I've ever seen with a sense of humor about themselves are the Canadians. Never had them get mad at me about fucking with them. We had Canadian Army on my ship once. Great guys. Who will win the Super Bowl this season? I don't watch football. Only sports I like are the ones where they hit each other. One thing to say about the Middle East is a graveyard for pagan like myself is receptive to them. Okay. I had 4 different Applebee's, Chili's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Golden Corral. God damn, Campbell. You're fucking savage. I'm just not that hungry. I think I stayed home and like made tacos. Honestly. Wasn't even cogent for half a Veterans Day and Marine Corps birthday before. Yeah, Marines on their goddamn birthday and their fucking balls. It's hilarious. Like, it's so serious business. Aussie, I fucking love Aussies, man. Aussies are great. They don't give a shit. We had a ton. When I was on the Blue Ridge, we had Aussies all the time. Aussie Marines, Aussie sailors. Great fucking people. Bro, you need to come out here one year. Campbell, where the fuck are you? Are you in a legal weed state? Because I'll fucking go. What are current events in the U.S. for people on the ship most interested in? Long Beach. I will be in the LA area next summer. Stay tuned. I mean, anything that's going to affect our deployment is the #1 topic. After that, it's like, you know, I mean, everyone sits in berthing and like has their fucking opinions about what's going on in the world. Fuck yeah, Colorado, baby. Cheap weed too. You guys are paying like a fucking third of what I'm paying out here in fucking illegal states. Or I'd be to want to indulge in such things. Like, or it's like you can get like a fucking ounce for 100 in Colorado. It's fucking 300 at least here in Georgia. I'm hoping next year decriminalization comes out from a federal level. Just from for all you libertarians out there, which I know there's a lot of you in the military, hey, that's fucking tax revenue. That's what I say. Yeah, congrats Canada on the fucking federalization, legalization. Fucking God bless you. I'm in the South, which is like Missouri was like the first place to like do medical marijuana. It's crazy. Washington at the same time earlier. Yeah, when I got out of the Navy, I got out of the Navy in Bangor, Washington, and the day I flew, I drove my rental car out to the to SeaTac. I stopped at a fucking dispensary and got some vape oil, and they gave me a military discount, which is wrong. And I was like, I'm retiring, but you really should be encouraging guys in the military with discounts. They can they get piss tested. That was really funny. And I just came from Japan, where you definitely can't do anything. So that's how I celebrated me getting out of the Navy. I bought fucking shit in a legal state, smuggled it into Georgia, and got fucking high as shit first night out. Yeah, vet discounts one thing, active duty fucking discounts another. Yeah, Michigan 1/2, Missouri, Arkansas even has like some kind of thing. I don't know what's up with Georgia. We have Atlanta. Well, I'm in Atlanta. It's like, the most progressive city in the South, and we still don't have it because the rest of Georgia is a bunch of backwoods fucks. Too many religious assholes here still think pot's fucking demon weed or some shit. Like legalize weed and focus on the opioid crisis. Same piss test for Canadian military, yeah. If it's federal law, that's the military's got to abide by it. That's the only way military's ever going to get away with it. If federally we did criminalize marijuana, the devil's lettuce. It's just like the gay thing. Like you couldn't get gay married in the military until the Defense Against Marriage Act got fucking struck down. We're subject to federal law. That's just part of being in the military. It ain't all going to be a fucking rose garden, as someone said earlier. It's not like I did 20 years, didn't fucking smoke shit. Whatever. You can live without it, but it'd be nice. As long as you don't drive or operate heavy equipment. You might lose your remote in the refrigerator for 3 days. It happens. But anyway, let's not make this a weed talk. I'll do that whole separately. Let's talk about military shit. Weed may be legal here, but my job does random drug tests. That fucking sucks. Yeah, I live in like a blue bubble, Decatur, Georgia. So like, I definitely live in a different part of Georgia than the rest of the state. So, ever tried mushrooms? No, I've never tried mushrooms. Tried acid once in Tokyo. That's a story that'll be on the channel at some point. Tales from the Fleet. But no, never done shrooms. Tried coke a couple times. Best Lobo port ever. Anywhere in Australia. Depending on your taste, PI in Thailand. A lot of people like that. Indonesia, surprisingly, really cool place. Hawaii is always great. Victoria, Canada was pretty cool. Fiji. A lot of people don't talk about Fiji. Fiji is awesome. The Fijians loved us. Loved us. Yeah, I'll tell the acid story when I get to it. I think I'm at a late 96 right now, so it was like summer 98, so I got a bit to go. Australia, so we never had a base. No, the Philippines was gone, but the base in the Philippines was gone the time I got there. In fact, most of the time I was on the Blue Ridge, we weren't allowed to go to the PI. 99, a couple of months before I left, we finally got allowed back in. I went to Manila. It was 0100 Liberty. It wasn't the Philippine experience. I had a good time, but it was not the experience I had been told my entire career at that point about how cool PI was. But I had fun. Heard stories about PI, yeah. When I came in 95, 96, I mean, it was a whole different fucking, yeah. Like James says, a whole different fucking area. I'm sure it still is now. People still go there and have good times, but it's probably nothing like it used to be. But, I mean, obviously, the Philippines and the Navy War are still tightly interconnected in various different ways, so it hasn't changed that much. It's just we don't get the Liberty ports anymore. You know, this is life. Things change. Worst ports, Kuala Lumpur. Smells like a fucking armpit. Nothing in Korea I've ever been like happy with. What's up, Carol Sullivan? Manzanillo, Mexico wasn't great, and then we were there 2 weeks. I nearly got in big trouble for picking a really shitty fucking Liberty partner, so. And I lost my fucking shot. I collect shot glasses everywhere I go. And I lost my shot glass from Manzanillo, so like Manzanillo was like a very disappointing, very long port visit I had when my ship did a deployment down in South America. I mean, more active down in the South China Sea. Yeah. See, when I was in, it was a lot of, I mean, it was Middle East, obviously, and North Korea was like just the major things I had to deal with. China was always kind of there on the fringes. You know, we'd have a spy plane go down there, and it was Hong Kong, and our visits there, and it was, I mean, and I've been to Russia. I've talked about both of those on both my trips there on the fleet stories. Have I talked about Hong Kong yet? I should. I don't know if I have. I have to go back and listen. I've done so much. I think I've done 19 of those at this point. I try to stay chronological, but I've jumped ahead a few times, so I've kind of forgotten what I have and haven't talked about in some issues. Old boss, the Canadian Navy, Thailand back in '94. Who can say that? I'll say this: they had a big tidal wave, like 2005, and I went there 97, 98, and I went back to Phuket, and I went to Pattaya Beach 99, and then I went back to Phuket on my third ship in 2011. It was like, didn't even look the same. Like that, oh, excuse me, natural disaster like completely changed like the whole, like it wasn't even the same. Like it didn't even look, just didn't look the same at all. But it was still a lot of fun. Do I like Pattaya? I remember like Pattaya okay. It was like a little dirtier than Phuket. That was my biggest thing from it was like, Phuket's better. All right, guys. Looking about 2 a.m. here. Yeah, Pattaya Beach dirtier than Phuket. All right, guys. I'm gonna start wrapping it up here. It's about 2 a.m. I got my son's soccer game in the morning, so I'm gonna get a little bit of sleep. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate this. You guys have been really cool. Had a lot of fun. Peace.